This is the oil change for Ford Escape. It's a 2013. Alright, so you're going to start out first with your 3/8 socket wrench and a 13mm socket. Tall or short, doesn't matter. You also want like a larger headed screwdriver to take off the bottom plastic. You will also need a oil filter wrench. This one's adjustable. You can use an adjustable or the other style, it doesn't matter. I found that to be easier as adjustable. You're obviously going to want your oil. This was a 5W30, probably synthetic. You also definitely want your oil filter wrench. I use these last two tools here because the old bolts that should be in the car have been switched out with some different ones. You also are going to need a jack to get underneath the car, and last but not least, your oil catch. So let's start out by lifting the car up with a jack. Next step is to take the bottom scratch guard off of the car. Like I said, that's the screwdriver you're going to want to use, and then you want to see I have some self-tappers in the front for some reason, and I am taking those out first. You can do it in whatever order you'd like. That's just what I chose. You shouldn't have to use this tool. You should just have to use a screwdriver if the scratch guard is still there. Alright, next step is to take the drain plug out of your oil pan. So the drain plug is going to be located on the passenger side of the vehicle, right underneath the engine. As you can see, it's almost parallel with the left side tire. It is a small tank to your left side if you're facing the front of the vehicle. I did have a little trouble there with a long socket, so I would recommend probably a shorter socket if when you're loosening the oil bolt. So next step, we are going to open up the hood of the car. Hood latch should be up in the driver's side left-hand corner. This is the front hood latch. You just want to pull it, open the hood up, and then you just pop this on as I struggle to put it on there. There we go. Alright, so while oil is draining, it's a good idea. Check some of your fluids, like we're going to top off our window washer fluid very cleanly. Oh yeah, look at that, solid. You can also take the time while the oil is draining to check your tire pressures. So I try showing you here about the tire pressures. Yeah, I'm at, but you can't really see it. But for this car, it looks to be about 35 pounds is what the manufacturer recommends. And if you want to find that, it should always be located within the driver's side door of most vehicles. Or if you can't do that and you just want to do the oil change, you can play with a yo-yo or do some Uno. So once the oil is done draining, you'll just want to put the drain plug back in. Make sure it's nice and snug. You don't want any oil dripping out after doing this. This is the oil filter we're going to change next. The oil filter is located in front of the oil pan, right there where my finger's pointing. It's going to be right on the passenger side as well. And I do unplug that right there because it gets it out of the way a little bit for the oil filter wrench. If you do go that route, make sure you plug that little thing back in. Alright, so when you get your new oil filter, always take a little bit of oil and then you take it, dab it on your finger and then put it on the oil filter seal. And when you also take the oil filter off, always make sure that seal comes with the filter. You don't want to have two seals there or you'll have a nice mess on your hands. So we're just going to tighten that thing back up. It can be a little bit of pain, it's in an odd spot. And then, like I said, make sure you plug the plug back in. Alright, so next we're going to just lower the car for a second and then put the oil in. Like I said, it should be synthetic 530. We're going to do probably about 5.5 quarts. I think that's about what we finished off with today. And a lot of time you'll probably range between 5 quarts and 6 with this vehicle. Alright, so to check, that's your dipstick right on the left hand side. Okay, so on the dipstick, see those serrated lines there pointing at them? You want to make sure the oil is between those two lines there. It should be good if you're at least 60% of the way up to that full, to the top of that line. You don't really want to go much past it. And then once the oil is full, you start your car, let it run for a minute. Then you check your oil if that's good again, and then you're going to want to start mounting the scratch plate again then. And then you're pretty much done with your oil change.